Hello, welcome to today's collective general reading. As always, remember to use your own discernment, join with intention, and allow the messages to be received with an open heart. A quantum reminder, we are speaking through symbol and story here. Please do not rely on tarot readings for factual evidence. You are always encouraged to do your own research, especially when engaging with strangers on the internet. Eco. So if you didn't catch the last reading, we got funky energy. Okay. Starting off. We have Leonardo's Virtuvious Man and Passion Flower. Something about the split. What is that about, the split? I keep looking off to the side because a few days ago we had, I think it was this day, we had that solar eclipse in Aquarius. And I tuned into was it a webinar? Was it a talk? Was it a gathering of druids? And it was a lovely 30-40 minute chat. And then she introduced us to making not mazes. Oh, what are the words? What are the words? Did I write down words or did I just... Labyrinth. Called it a visual mandala walk through this labyrinth in your mind. She said, there is a way in, there is a way out, and at the center, all things can be dealt with. And so I'm not going to put it on camera, but there are a few of these labyrinths that I drew. And it's interesting because I'm looking at the one in the middle, which is the one that I started under instruction and then decided to intuitively follow. And I made 2 ways in that each do not connect with the inner core. And so it was like I made 2 ways in, but then it was mysterious how you would be able to get to all the rest of this middle. 36, Garden of Delights. I'm seeing this dragon here and how we just entered the year of the fire horse. I know that dragons and horses are not the same, but something about this, for example, this new creature or paradigm or perspective or an entrance of knowledge that has newly come to you, has found you. If you're open to being found, will find you. I don't know what that is for you. Back to Passion Flower, through with the lesson. Yes. We have Labyrinth and DNA. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. No, they want to be together. Does it want to go over here? Feeling a push. Does it want to go over here? What is this? Where do you want to be? We'll do here. Yeah, as I was pushing here, it pushed on this little piece of dried wax and there was a bit of resistance. So there's something that is also seeing how these pieces are mirrored. There's something that is coming in that is so delicate, like a feather falling from the sky, and the slightest breeze is going to blow that elsewhere. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this when I move it, but this is the incense that I had earlier. And if you can see the spiral that this one, that's fine, it's my desk, but this spiral. And I thought it would be so delicate, and it's the only thing left standing. There's, how do I describe this? How do I describe this? There is, just greet this rabbit. What is it? There's something coming in that is so finicky, is so passion flower. This red is standing out to me, that there's something that, as a big gust of wind and all this snow, there's something coming in that's very delicate and gentle, and if you're not aware to be around to catch it when it goes to land, it's going to fall elsewhere. And if you don't land there in time, or you're not ready, it's not that anything bad happens, it's not that there's anything wrong with that, it's just, okay, I guess that's not for you now. And it's not about rushing into forcing something to be now. If you miss it, that's okay. There will be more. And if this is your time, if the labyrinth is already within you, then you know where you sit within. You know if you've just entered the labyrinth, if you've yet reached the middle where all can be dealt with, or if you are on your way out. Okay, 3 of Pentacles. And so I feel that this message is going to be about creation, but the message that I've been getting is that it's a very chaotic time for creating. And not necessarily that this is a time for right now is not necessarily about receiving or delivering, it's about witnessing. Okay. Yeah, the Lovers. And it's for you to make a choice of how you want to show up at this time. No judgment on either way. We have the Devil and the 2 of Wands. It is totally within your discretion, your own decision, how you want to engage with the feather as it falls. The Devil structure makes you think that you need to be staring up at the sky, waiting for that snow to fall off the roof. You need to be waiting for this feather to be falling from the sky. And you're ignoring everything in the world, on the earth ground around you because you're trying to find something from a higher vantage point when you're down here. It's not about staring up, waiting for the feather. The feather's going to come to you. And if you miss it, okay. Yeah, if you're forcing it, then you're not ready. And that's a great place to be because it's a knowing. It's on bottom here. 5 of Cups. I'll keep that to the side. Wheel of Fortune. And then I think it was Page of Wands. So you're in this place waiting for the feather to drop and you're kind of like, okay, what can I do in the meantime? What should I make of this conversation? Conversation. I want to say situation, but conversation. Going back to this 5 of Cups here. It's kind of like you're making enemies with birds in the sky because you're trying to take over their terrain. As I'm trying to find you're trying to go against the natural order of things. And there's a reason, there's a way why things work the way they do. And trying to play God or outsmart creation or prioritize your growth above in spite of everyone else. There's a sly toxicity to that energy. As a pair of eyes across the room is catching my attention. Okay, again, we have the 8 and 7 of Pentacles. Now, if you've watched my readings, you know, for me, the 7 of Pentacles in this deck is about seeing within what is not seen. I'm seeing the steady reflection from this landmass into the water, and I'm seeing all of this white here, but I don't see any of this white design on the water. There's something making itself aware in front of you, but you need to be using your intuition, your discernment, not your sight, to find where that manifests in your realm. The 8 of Pentacles being about studying, becoming a student, learning how to teach. Before you can teach, you need to know. Before you can know, you need to recognize your role, your archetype, you could say, but your identity as a student. And not to get tied to identities all the time, because that can also be a red herring. But again, this collage in the corner of my eye, it's these phrases that are over top of these blooming red roses. There's something that is right in front of you, but you're not going to realize if you're not tuned in with your environment. King of Wands. And so what will come to you for creation will arrive. But thinking of like Final Destination just popped into my head, of trying to cheat death, trying to outsmart something. Which is not your role here as the human. 5 of Cups, Death, Queen of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, Page of Cups. It's this, I'm seeing a rebirth of the shadow. But you're getting tied up imagining what your shadow looks like. When you're able to step out of this lower vibration and recognize it's about being a witnessing participant of the journey, that is when your emotional intelligence can lift off from this shadow of your own creation. I'm seeing here the queen is holding her sword horizontally, but her shadow is going vertical. Within you, you know the importance of vertical growth, and you recognize that right now is the time for, I don't want to say paying attention because I don't want to use the word pay, but offering attention to your environmental neighbors is what I'll say. Could say ecosystem, but environmental neighbors. Again, odd pacing because it's a strange, yeah. 8 of Wands and then the Knight. Okay, very interesting to have a card that represents quick, fast, instantaneous, not instantaneous, but you know, very, very rapid growth and acceleration, and then one of the slowest moving cards in the deck. So the energy that's coming in inspires you, feels like it's begging you to create. And what you can easily fall into is trying to catch up with the speed of the birds. As one white bird flies very high in the sky, I only was able to see it out of one window. And so I'm seeing something in this horse's mane and then his ears kind of mirroring this death horse. Considering that we're now in fire horse. And yes, death being connected with Scorpio, a water sign, obviously fire horse. Not allowing the currents around you to dampen your fire because you're about to spark. It's kind of like there's electricity in the air. You know, when I'm not somewhere that gets many lightning storms, but when there's lightning nearby and then your hair starts to rise because of static electricity. When you rub a balloon on your hair and then it sticks to it. There's something about the energy. Don't know if you can hear that wind picking up and all the snow rattling against. There's static. Okay. The energy that's happening right now is electric. It is physically around you. Whether or not you use metaphysical frames to view it from more perspectives, there is physically, tangibly more evidence, more interesting evidence, more energy coming in right now. And again, like the previous few messages, if you are tuning up into the frequency that it is vibrating at, you're going to see that feather fall. Just now saying fall, I'm thinking of October, November 2026 to 2027. This is the first time I've got a timeline in a few months. All of my timelines were leading to late February, and ta-da, it is late Feb. Something that is sparking now, it's not yet sparking. Something that has electricity vibrating through round it right now that will be slowly planted over the spring into summer is going to take root in October to November 2026 and sprout vertical in October 2027. That'll be different things for everyone, but that's what I'm feeling it in my chest, in my heart space. That's this energy that is around us right now. And again, my eyes being pulled to this collage, I'm seeing a pair of eyes closed and another pair of eyes open, as over there were eyes sneaky. So this can be black and white if you allow it to be. And if you overcomplicate it, you may be somewhere in the middle. Perhaps you are opening your eyes, but you are veiled. Okay. Is there more? I'm hearing like there's more, but it's not necessarily about dragging everything out into a Why is it dragging? I'm gonna do a deeper dive on this right after this. So in the meantime, if you found any of this interesting or it resonated with you, you can like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to hear from me more often. Down in the description, you'll find a link to my Substack, which hosts the 444 Collective, a virtual ecosystem operating as a place to gather and explore together. Stay tuned.